Welcome to another critical overview. I am Kevin and today we're doing Guilty Crown because my friend loves it and he needs to know the truth. It's shit.
Don't you just think it's very close to Code Geass? Japan is taken over by America, and there are rebels fighting them with mechas, and there's a slut going around with superpowers trying to find the protagonist and give him superpowers to fight back.
It rips a lot of mecha shows. Even Gurion. What?
This time they didn't even try to build up a good atmosphere and a good cast before they fuck it all up in the second season like they did with Code Geass. This time they just went right in with the bullshit and it lost consistency right away.
It's a clusterfuck of every genre, tape it up with duct tape, and then what they do is sprinkle money over it and say that's Guilty Crown. Good visuals, good soundtrack, and then everything else is just shit.
Yeah, pretty much that's a good description.
When watching this, don't use your brain.
So, let's go over the first episode. We see that there's this evil mecha hunting the main girl of the show.
Yes, Inori. Fan service.
Right away.
They're shooting at her, but then after a while, she turns invisible. Why didn't she go invisible first? What?
They're throwing missiles at her and she manages to just scrap them off like, okay, it was just a missile that can kill everything in a radius of several meters, but I can survive that because, I don't know,
I'm the main character. Apparently, their lock-on system is shit.
You know she's the most famous idol, and she's wanted from the government because, well, she works for the terrorists, and yet you see posters of her all over the country. If your whole country is taken over by military force, they're not gonna let you
advertise songs.
So then we're introduced to Shu. Unlike in Code Geass, where the main protagonist had a goal, felt like he was an anti-hero right away, he had some sort of a charisma, regardless of him looking like a fucking clump, skinny doll bullshit thingy. But over here, this guy is vanilla. There is no motivation to make you care about this guy, whereas in Code Geass, Lelouch already had a purpose.
He's just an introvert who thinks his life is boring and wants something to happen. And what happens? He meets this random girl and just, talks to her for no reason, just because.
Yeah, that makes sense. An introvert just meets a girl. Hey, I will help you, girl. Don't worry, I'm just gonna go help those terrorists because you're pretty and I'm an introvert. So Shu is carrying this magic vial. More evil mechas are firing at him, and every single one of those mechas misses him despite being like, half a meter away from them. Really? They just managed to hit the vial in his pocket and he gets superpowers out of nowhere. How convenient.
And he immediately knows how to use them, apparently.
In the second episode, we have this guy appearing. This guy appearing.
guy.
And he pretty much tells Shu that, yeah, okay, just stand here, use your superpowers again by pulling out some random guy. I'm just gonna sit over here and let all the lasers reflect back to them. How exactly did you know that the power is gonna use from a person whom you didn't know what his powers would be would have that effect? You read the script, you saw in the future, and then say, oh, no, I know what I'm gonna do.
We meet this Neko girl, who is apparently a hacker, and activates things with her butt. Why not?
And despite all that, Shu still has no motivation to help them further? After all that stuff he did?
He just doesn't want to become a terrorist, even though in episode 1 he said he wants something interesting to happen in his real life. And surprise, at the end of the episode, Inori joins his high school. Holy shit, what? No one saw that coming.
Because we can't have a school without a transfer student. Oh, and by the way, how exactly would they accept a transfer student who's actually a terrorist in the school and nobody's gonna mind that? It's like, oh, she's right there, capture her or something. Episode 4, out of nowhere, now Inori is a ninja.
Yeah, why not?
Well, why didn't you do that in the first episode? But then again, Inori in every episode has a completely different personality and completely different powers. And by the way, Shu was captured in this episode and he manages to escape by just punching the guard.
He has no experience and punches a guard. The security in this, a bunch of incompetent fuckheads apparently, who hired the military.
All than that, these guys are running the whole country, supposed. How? They're incompetent. And in the last part of that episode, Inori and him are together, they're about to activate their powers, and they're surrounded by evil mecha, and they just stand there. Oh, do your things, guys, I'm just gonna sit here. Not shooting you, it's not like we can hit you or something. Episode 5.
Training.
Yeah, it's the training arc. Grabs girls by their boobs and pulls out their powers, and that's supposed to be the whole plot. Episode 6, Inori is now a sharpshooter. She becomes a cowgirl. Yeehaw!
Defeating SWAT teams.
They're in the middle of a narrow corridor, and she's just standing the other end.
They have machine guns. They weren't even firing.
Yeah, they were just storming to her. So let's capture her with our machine guns. Episode 7.
Oh, nice etchy scene. She randomly is living in his house now. He just happens to fall on her, and then his mom walks in the door and, oh, what's this? What? Okay.
We totally have not seen that before. Like, in every ecchi, no personality once again. Even the jokes have no personality. They are just overused stuff we see in harems.
And now we get to the boat scene. The military is trying to destroy the whole boat, and they aim at the deck where Shu is standing.
And he conveniently pulls up a superpower, which again, if it was anybody else, this wouldn't work. So, oh, how conveniently. You'll find the same point, and he has the convenient power to stop them. Episode 8.
It's a beach episode. 11 out of 10, right?
Completely accidentally, he has this argument with his best friend of whom gets to be Inri's boyfriend. And he punches him, and oh, how conveniently, he can open doors. Inri then has another fight with soldiers, and this time she doesn't kill them. She have martial arts and knocks them unconscious because all of a sudden now she wants to save their lives, when in the previous episode she was just killing them and nobody told her to appreciate life or something like that. Episode 9.
Pointless love interest with Hare, who likes Shu, but Shu is too dense to even notice her. And Inori is nowhere to be found during this time. She's just completely forgotten.
Then we have this ridiculous battle scene where there's this mecha that's possessing other guys trying to fight Shu. And instead of Shu just trying to use his powers right away, he just runs away for like half an hour trying to avoid the attacks. Instead of just attacking the missiles and stopping them right away as he could do it.
Kill Yahiro's brother, and then he feels really emotional about that. And we're supposed to feel bad for Shu because, you know, he's going through this personal problem in his mind of killing someone that didn't deserve to be killed, despite him having killed a lot of soldiers before, because, you know, they don't have personalities.
Episode 10. The rebels are trying to go on an attack and they try to have him in the front lines. And nobody noticed that he's like emo and can't use his powers, so the attack fails. Oh, come on. And there's this other thing where the bad guys are trying to have an ambush for the good guys. And they have this airplane to start flying on autopilot when the rebels go inside. And you're just wondering, if you want to stop the rebels, why don't you just make the airplane blow up instead of just fly them away or something? That's ridiculous. Oh. But then, on episode 11, Inuri is again a completely different person. Now she heals people with a magic lullaby. She could do that all along? Nah, let's just throw it in.
Oh, Shu manages to get his high school friends to save a bunch of terrorists.
Specifically, one of them was the guy he stole the girl he loves, and he also helps him. This guy should, like, backstab him first moment they see a soldier. But he doesn't do that. Because Inuri is in danger, and we all love Inuri because she's an emotionless doll who doesn't give a fuck about anyone besides Shu. And this is another thing I want to talk about. If she's supposed to be a famous pop idol, how is she famous if she has no emotions? She's a fucking robot.
Because music.
Music needs emotion,
That's the only reason.
She's like a Hatsune Miku right now.
Yeah.
She's in a computer and everybody loves it for this reason. She has no real personality, no emotions. His friends agree to help him and they endanger their lives several times. And what does Shu does? Abandons his friends, man. He just abandons them. And the best part is that, okay, go all alone to save the chick. How will you save her, you fucking idiot? You need somebody to pull out his powers.
Yeah,
Stupid.
he has no voice. Oh yeah, wasn't he mentally unstable like one episode ago?
And as soon as she's in trouble, he's back to his brave self again, so let's go kill more soldiers. And then a new villain is introduced out of nowhere.
This new villain, the white-haired kid, which can teleport.
Yeah, they wanted Inuri all these episodes, and you have a guy who can teleport anywhere he likes, and you didn't do it up to now. You just waited for that particular moment to do it.
It's episode 12. What the fuck is happening?
Guy dies once outside and lets Shu go inside to save Inuri, but then Guy, out of screen, gets healed, goes inside to help Shu, and gets killed once again. He dies twice in the same episode.
Spoiler, he actually dies 3 times in the end later.
Yeah, because he's again not dead. And we're supposed to say, oh, what a tragic death. He died like a hero. Bullshit, he was the main villain. The second time he died is because he pushed Shu out of the way and just took the bullet for him. And you're just wondering, why don't you just push him, but don't fall on the bullet? It jumps out of nowhere. All of a sudden, we find out that he had amnesia all this time. And because of all the shock, now he starts to remember stuff about his sister and all that crap. This is also where the classical James Bond scene where the villains are describing everything to the protagonist.
This is what we're planning to do. Oh wait, you stopped us? Shit.
I mean, amnesia plus info dump in the same second. Bullshit. Episode 13.
Pointless character development of Ayase. Even though she's in a wheelchair tsundere, she just doesn't want help from anyone. Of course, she meets Shu and he's a nice person. She thanks him. And when Shu pulls out her void, she's not unconscious anymore. Wait a second.
Yeah.
What?
Not only she's not unconscious anymore, but she can use the void herself. This is not what we were seeing all this time, you know? And it's not like as if Shu couldn't defeat them all alone, because...
No, because Inori wasn't there. What sword? Everyone knows that Shu and Inori are terrorists, or actually they don't, until like later episodes where the internet tells them that there's funeral parlor in their school.
When they see it with their own very eyes, they don't believe it. When the internet says it, oh, now I believe it.
Episode 14. How's that wall moving?
How is it closing in slowly, without, breaking up at points? And their purpose is to move slowly every day.
Not instantly.
That's gonna take like years to actually do the whole thing. The television is also saying that there is nobody left alive inside the contaminated area. And it's not like everybody inside the contaminated area had internet, mobile phones, giant spotlights.
Also, why do they want to rebuild the school if the government is just going to annihilate that area anyway?
While they were still rebuilding the school, everybody was still going there in his school uniform. Than even trying to wear different clothes.
Nah, school uniform, the best in anime, of course. High school. It's where everything happens. Did you know that? Hara's death is just an excuse for Shu's apparent character development, in which, he turns into Hitler just to advance his character.
He decides to become Lelouch at that episode, because so far, so many people have died in front of his eyes, but only when this girl who just said, oh, you know what, I love you, and then she dies, that was enough to make him Lelouch. By the way, if Haru's power was to heal, why didn't she first heal herself and then the others?
Oh, that is... Oh, shit, there's one point right there.
Yep.
So good. Yep. Also, Inori, nowhere to be seen in this episode.
Yeah, every time we're trying to build some drama, she has to be out of that episode, because if she's present, everything gets fixed. And why doesn't Shu just go and destroy the whole wall right away and just wait for a few weeks? Because that's exactly what he did in the end, by the way. He wasted how many months to establish a dictatorship? Oh, we have to make sacrifices. No, we don't. Fuck you, asshole. Just use a few of those voids, destroy the wall and get out. Nobody will have to die. But no, you just waste months being an asshole. You just sacrifice all these people for no real reason when that's what you did in the end. You just use the voids and got out. And if they have a void which can create fake people, why didn't they create 1,000 of those holograms to make the evil robots on the wall to fire the fake guys while the real guys are destroying the wall? They didn't even use it later on. His friend, who had the power to open up things, he was considered to be a low-level...
Why didn't he just take a snapshot of the wall? I'm pretty sure it would have disappeared.
Because this Gizmo is telling you which voids are stronger, they immediately get privileges, and you have A-class and B-class and C-class people, instead of just finding a usage for each one of them. Then we go to episode 17.
The blonde girl, she turns into a whore for no reason. Why?
To gain their support, and because there's no way to make sense with them, you have to have sex with them. So now they are your slaves. Hentai premise.
Hitler gets all the students to fight the government, and most of them die, instantly from bullets. The previous, 4 episodes, just pointless about giving ranks to people, even though they're just gonna die straight away.
Rebuilding the school for no reason. Planning how to do the battle when nobody was using their voids.
And then after they break the wall, Shu is wondering why everyone is betraying him.
But as soon as they're about to finish him off, guess what? Guy appears again.
Oh shit!
Oh,
this time with white hair.
Out of nowhere, all this time, he formed his own super evil military organization, managed to take under his control thousands of mass destruction satellites. Guy, how did you do that? No reason to explain, I just did.
Magic.
What an amazing plot twist, guys. Too bad it happened out of nowhere, with no foreshadowing.
He steals the void from Shu by cutting off his right hand. Too bad Shu can't masturbate anymore. Oh, this is the best plan ever. The government thinks it's good to nuke their own country. That's the best government ever.
There is an airplane passing by and throws a nuke, and everybody just look at the airplane, look at something falling. This must be a nuclear warhead. Let's stop it. There's no way it could be humanitarian aid or something, could it?
Guy, through magic, combines people's voids, and then he makes this missile that blocks other missiles and then destroys the bomber. Everyone who he used the void dies.
Yeah, this was clearly done so they can take the blame out of Shu and just throw it on Guy. As soon as Shu is about to become the villain of the story, and oh fuck that shit, destroy all the character development, throw everything on Guy and make Shu appear to be a good guy once again. Bullshit.
So, episode 18.
There's a grandpa with a sword that defeats men with pistols. Inori turns into a demon. Another personality. Shu's stepmom appears and she steals the third magic vial. Yes, there's a third magic vial. How convenient.
Nice security there.
Yeah, nice security, man. You totally gonna have the stepmom working for you and she just steals the vial and you don't stop her while she's still running away. And guess what? Instead of just trying to have Shu trying to cope without having superpowers, fuck that shit. Give him more superpowers. That's pretty much the message of this show.
How did they know that that vial was giving him superpowers?
And why weren't they using it all this time?
Because it's convenient to use it now.
Exactly.
Episode 19, Shu captures the blonde girl, Arisa, in broad daylight, even though she's meant to be like the vice commander of Guy.
Lovely security.
He now becomes Jesus because he wants to save everyone, even though they betrayed him before.
A truck is running towards the crippled girl and it's about to hit her, but then Shu gets inside the truck. They chat for 1 minute and the truck is still going towards the crippled girl and he's not doing anything all this time? Fuck you, Shu. That's so heroic of you. Episode 20.
Info dump!
If you watch Neon Genesis, it's the same story.
That white-haired kid before, who can teleport, is the embodiment of death, apparently, who wants to cause fourth apocalypse, sorry. Fourth apocalypse, what was the first, second, and third?
No idea!
He plans to create incest with Mana and Shu.
Incest will cause the end of the world or something. The Neko hacker disables all the killer satellites just like that, something which no other supercomputer in the world could do.
Shu's father invents voids so that people are protected from the virus.
It's a better option to create voids to save humanity from that space virus, whatever the heck it was, and not to simply kill Mana. He was raising the child that he knew was the source of all this mess. And Death revealed to you the whole thing so you know what's going on.
He's fighting Death the Kid. Death the Kid can teleport, so how does he not win?
Because he's immortal and now has immunity to death or something. So, about the finale, pretty much Inori dies, Shu loses his powers. From all the things that happened to him, he's now blind. And that's supposed to be a dramatic ending. Whatever, he just lost his eyesight for being Hitler.
Guy has a change of heart, saying that Shu should just be himself and do what he wants. I don't know what Guy's motivation was now, actually. He's like, nah, I don't want to cause Third Impact anymore, so Shu, do whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah, Shu, be yourself, have no goals, no personality, back to zero. And that's the end, by the way. It's a big zero, nothing changed. And nobody gained anything, nobody
Also, like, some magic happened as well. Why is Shu, or everyone else for that matter, not in jail?
Because he's blind, man. He paid for his crimes by losing his eyesight. There's no reason to put him to jail.
You see, Guilty Crown has an astronomical amount of flaws in it, even though it's trying to be a serious anime. It's not a serious anime, it's a comedy with great visuals and soundtrack. I'll give it a 2.5. Fucking amazing train wreck. It would give you eargasms and eyegasms. It's so beautiful. Don't use your brain, by the way. Don't use your brain.
Yeah. The biggest offense is that the creators of the show kept on saying they were creating a show for the new generation of anime fans, that this was the future of anime, and we create the next masterpiece. Well, if that's the best modern anime can do, fuck you, I'm going back to retro.